Alright, and welcome back. And this is going to be our add-on video. I've gone ahead and I have enabled Auctioneer. And it added a few tabs down here for us. The standard ones, you'd have the Browse, the Bid, and the Auctions. I also activated Auction Profit, and what it did is it added this information down here, and it tells us how much our auctions are worth. So right now, if every auction sold at the buyout price, we'd make 494 gold, 85 silver, and 41 copper. And if they all sold at the bid price, it'd be 476 gold, 67 silver, and 53 copper. And we sold 2 cat carriers, which is excellent. Okay, so the tabs that were added, it added the Search tab, the Appraiser tab, the Post tab, and the Bean Counter tab. The Post tab is an alternate means of posting auctions, and I'll be honest, I don't use it. So the ones we're going to look at are Search, Appraiser, and Bean Counter. So for the search one to work, you need fresh data. So we need to do a scan of the auction house. And I did one probably about half an hour ago. So we're going to do one. And while that runs, I'm just going to pause the video. It takes about 5 minutes, and I'll come back once it's completed. Okay, so our scan is complete. So we're going to go back to the Search tab again, and we're going to click on Vendor Search. And we're going to get it to run. These are what are currently on the auction house that are posted below the vendor cost. So for example, you have Sparkling Frost Cap posted at 1 gold 28. It actually vendors for 7 silver 65 more than that. So there's actually nothing here right now that we would be interested in buying. Now on day 1, when I first started on this server, if I had had the silver to buy these, I would have bought all of them because we had nothing. Today, we don't really need that. So the next one we're going to look at is the resale search. Okay, so this is what Auctioneer sees on the auction house right now that it feels we could buy and make a profit. Caution: Auctioneer should never replace you. There are some things that you have to know for yourself, and you can't simply rely on Auctioneer because you will have people doing things like this right here. Auctioneer says that there is a stack of 19 heavy mageweed bandage right now that is priced at 1 gold 99. And it says that we should buy that and we would make a profit of 435 gold. I don't know what the proper price of heavy mageweed bandage on this server is, but I'm pretty sure that 400 gold for a stack of 19 is not going to sell. What will happen is people will kind of poison the data by going in and pricing things ridiculously. So at some point, Auctioneer has seen this. It's seen it 23 times, and it's seen it at 24 gold a piece. That's per bandage. That's obviously not real data. That's someone messing with the system. Though one of the other things I'll point out is when we activated Auctioneer, we activated most of the data that you're seeing here in the tooltip. So the market price, how many times it's been seen, what a 48-hour deposit is, the moving price of 26 gold. It's seen one today, and the value is 432 gold. All of that was added when we added Auctioneer. So you can't just come in here and look at the prices and say, yeah, this is what it's worth. Pattern for blue overalls. This is a low-level pattern. It's the sort of thing that we might buy from a vendor, and it'll actually list the vendor price that you buy it from a vendor at 4 silver. And it's sold by several vendors. Actually, 5. It's sold by 5 merchants. That's Alliance side. That doesn't include the Horde side. Someone is selling it at 1 gold 27. I would probably want to sell it for more than that. I don't know how many of them there are on the auction house right now. Oops. Well, you have 2 people. I think they could do better than this. It's not a high-level pattern. Auctioneer says that it's 2% of the value. It's seen it 6 times, and it's placing a value of 48 gold. I think for this particular pattern, that's a little bit high. I'd be trying to sell it at 25, and I might even be willing to buy out the one other person at this 1 gold who was competing with me. So anyway, this search here is not one that I will use very often. Very early on a server, I will run the vendor search, and you would actually be surprised. Earlier today, someone had posted a winter spring cub on the auction house for 10 gold, and when I did a vendor search, I saw it. And actually, no, they put it at 5 gold. They put it at 5 gold. Probably a typo or something. It sells from the vendor for 50 gold. Obviously, you wouldn't go and pay that. And let's just see if there are any right now. And they may very well have intended to put it up at 50 gold just to get rid of it. Instead, they put it up for 5. I immediately tried to buy it, and it was already gone, because obviously we're not the only ones who are running searches like that. But anyway, so in terms of the resale, I will run these occasionally, and quite often it is more to give myself an idea of possible things to be looking at selling. But again, the caution of don't look at what it says. Fortune card, it's seen 262 gold. I don't really think that they're worth that much, so I doubt buying it at 40 you're going to make a profit of 208 gold. On the other hand, sometimes you will find things in here that are underpriced. And I just want to see if I can see an example of something that I think these primal lives may actually be an example. Well, they're the only ones on the auction house right now. You've got the one at 9 gold. Because it's so early on in this server, and because I've spent quite a bit of time out farming, and I haven't really spent that much time in the auction house watching prices, I'm not sure that you could really make a profit on these. You might be able to. Stack of 20 briar thorn for 5 gold. You know what? That one I think probably is a deal. We're going to buy that, and well, I guess we'll find out. Anyway, so this is one of the possible searches, with the caution that you should not just look at these prices and think, yes, that's what it's worth. It takes some research. And there's actually a website, the Undermine Journal, that I'll do another video about, and it is good at doing research for things exactly like that. Okay, the other one that I commonly use is this one. It's the disenchant one. And we're actually going to take enchanting on this tune. And I'm going to set the value here at 50 silver. And we're going to search. And apparently there is actually nothing on the auction house right now that it sees as a potential value. Let's see if it's even at 1 silver. Let's go with a 1 copper. Okay, so there is actually nothing right now that it considers to be a good buy for disenchanting. That'll be bad once we actually start an enchanter. Okay, so that's the search. The appraiser tab is what we're going to use to actually post our sales. Just see where we're at, 12 minutes, okay. And you've actually been watching me use this for the past couple days, because this is how I post auctions. So you'll see that I still have the cheapest herb pouch on the auction house. What else do we have that we can look at? Cornish Rex, do we have any up? I don't want to post right now. Now, bean counter. This keeps track of our purchases on the auction house. It doesn't track if you purchase something from a vendor. But it does track auctions. So I've actually sold a Cornish Rex at 15 gold. Someone's posting theirs right now for 5. A couple days ago I would have been willing to undercut them. I'm not now. I'd rather wait until their auction either sells or expires, and then I would want to post. So in terms of the bean counter, while we're here, this is not perfect. It does not track absolutely every sale. So if you're buying things from the auction house and posting, it will track a certain percentage of them, and it's probably like maybe 60-70%. It will capture. It does not capture everything. So those are the 3 primary functions of Auctioneer. So if you were to look at gold guides and how most gold guides tell you you should use Auctioneer, and I have most of the gold guides. The way some people collect stamps, I actually collect guides. Gold guides, leveling guides, PvP guides, even though I don't PvP, I've got a guide for it. They pretty much want you to allow Auctioneer to set prices for you. So right now, if we were to change from the fixed pricing, which is what I already sold at, and we were to go to market price, it would say that the proper price for this cat carrier is 5 gold, 2 silver, 8 copper. I would not agree with that. You have a couple of choices of what module from Auctioneer That one didn't change anything. Default. Histogram. Okay, so if you had it set to use the histogram, this is much more of an average even than the market value. It would say that you should be pricing at 4 gold 46. Well, it's wrong because I sold one at 15 gold. So Auctioneer should be used as a tool. It shouldn't be used to replace you. Now, it's not exactly... There are some programs that are available, such as TradeSkill Master, and it completely automates a great deal of buying and selling to an extent which I think is dangerous. Now, I do use it, so there's a caveat. On the tunes that I have that sell glyphs, I do use it. I don't know that we will get into selling glyphs on this server. If we do, then I will do something on TSM or TradeSkill Master. But Auctioneer doesn't go that far in automating things. But obviously, depending on what pricing setup you use, and I think most of the recommendations would be for market price, it's going to tell you that this is a good price for this. Well, on day one, I might have agreed with it, but not at this point. Theirs is up for 48 hours. Bank and Tank will probably sell theirs, hopefully, and once they do, I will try to post mine at 15 gold or more. What else do we have here? That small blue pouch. So there's one on the auction house now for 3 gold 89. You'll see that with the market price, it actually wants me to post at 2 silver 70. It's seen it 7 times. It's saying that the market price, well, it's saying that 2 silver 70 is the market price. For something like this, it was a drop. It's a very low-level thing. I'm probably not actually even going to sell it. If I start a third tune, which, depending on how things go, I may hold on to something like this to send over to them. Strange Dust, we have 7. You'll see this fixed price, and that's actually carried over from another server. If I set it to market price, it's going to say that we should be selling at 2 silver 55. There are a lot of them posted. And I actually have to say that over the next few days, if this is seriously... Like, I can see why Auctioneer came up with the search for nothing that could be disenchanted at value. These prices are so low. This is incredibly... You saw the price that I was selling at, and that was the high end. 2 gold for a single Strange Dust is certainly in the high end. But this 2 silver 40, that's incredibly low. And you know, the high price here is 2 silver 91. If I continue to see prices like that, I'll actually have to rethink about starting a tune to disenchant, because I can't see the possibility of making and just this. Look at all that this is one of the other things. He has, well, I would have to individually count, but he must have 40 or 50 auctions here of stacks of 20 at this 2 silver. Why would you even want to be bothered? Well, wow. At this kind of pricing, I would have to take a long look at whether or not I'm going to bother starting an enchanter on this server. These are just incredibly low prices. Tangy clam meat. Okay, so you'll see mine, and you'll see this stack of 3 here that someone decided was worth $33.33. And even Auctioneer thinks that that's a ridiculously low price, and I agree with it. That is a ridiculously low price, so obviously I want to buy that. So relief. Wow. These are pretty low prices for herbs as well. Mage Royal. Well, this is certainly a better price for Mage Royal, though according to this, it's below the market price. According to Auctioneer, the market price for Mage Royal is 2 gold 25. That seems a little bit high. Well, it's been seen over 700 times. So one of the things, the Auctioneer data will become better with the more scans you do, but even with that, it's still only going to be a very sophisticated average, and I will not be using Auctioneer to decide prices. Prices are something that should be decided by you and not by any add-on. Okay, well, that pretty much covers Auctioneer. Now, there are a lot of different settings that can be changed with Auctioneer. And this right here would allow you to configure different parts of it. Most gold guides will actually give you a set of what they feel are the best settings. I'll be honest, I generally do not tinker with the settings. I leave them at the default settings because basically I'm not going to be using Auctioneer the way most of the gold guides suggest using it anyway. All I want Auctioneer to do is to provide me a couple of things. I want it to provide me with statistical data about how many times something's been seen, what the prices it's been seen at are. I want it to provide me with a very easy and straightforward posting interface. And this is, we can decide how many. We can do stacks of 5. We can do full stacks. We can determine the number of stacks. This is a very good way of posting. It also gives you an excellent way of easily setting the prices. And then you have Bean Counter to track your actual sales. Okay. And then we activated the auction profit so we can see what our profits actually are. So this is the first of the add-ons and how we're going to be using it. The second add-on is Auctionator, and we're at 23 minutes for this video, so I'm going to end this video now. Actually, we're at 24 minutes. And I will be back with a second video for Auctionator.